In the sport of rowing, sculling is when the rower uses two oars. When you begin sculling, you start out in a wider, more stable rowing shell. In this example, the rower is in a recreational shell. Rowing uses many muscle groups. The rowing shell has a sliding seat that allows the individual to use their legs in addition to their back and arms. 40% of the power comes from the legs, 40% of the power comes from the back, and 20% of the power comes from the arms. During the rowing stroke, you begin by using your legs. Then you add your back, and then you add your arms. As you come back up the slide, you do the opposite. Your arms push straight out. Your back moves forward by pivoting at the hips. And finally, your knees will break and rise up again as you return up the slide. In this recreational double shell, both individuals must keep their bodies in sync. Three Rivers Rowing Association is located on a half-mile of protected channel that is a wonderful place to learn sculling. Once you are certified, you will be able to take the rowing shell on the Allegheny River. This is the bottom of the channel leading out to the Allegheny River. It is located 2 miles upstream from Heinz Field. Once you become efficient in a recreational shell, you may want to row in a racing shell. They are less stable than recreational shells and require balance and technique. This is a racing single with training floats. This is a racing double. After you become efficient in the racing shell, you may want to compete at races. You can compete as an individual or join one of the competitive teams at Three Rivers Rowing Association. The individuals in this video are all members of the Three Rivers Rowing competitive teams. This is an example of a sculling quad. The women in this quad also belong to one of the various competitive teams at the Three Rivers Rowing Association. And finally, we have 8 women rowing in an octuple shell. You can see how synchronized they must be. Once you are a member of the Three Rivers Rowing Association and you have been certified, you may use any of the club's rowing shells. These are examples of recreational shells. These are the club's training racing shells, and these are some of the club's racing shells. Here we have some examples of privately owned shells. If you would like more information about sculling and lessons, this information can be found on our website at threeriversrowing.org/r-sculling.html.